Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Slinging Dirt tonight. As I am your host, K.R. Stolfus. I thank each and every one of you for joining here tonight in what we are Jason Johnson Memorial, presented by the DSLR Monday Night Thunder RockinK Logistics Sprint Car Series. I have some special guests to talk to here tonight in this form of Slinging Dirt. We're going to kick it off with our first person to talk to, and that is our illustrious leader himself, other than Roger. Roger, welcome to Slinging Dirt.
Having connection issues with Mr. Bob Baker, but we'll try to work that out. If we can't get him tonight, maybe we can get him for our Sprint for Freedom show coming up on July the 7th, and get ready to talk to Bob about all things uh, Hall of Fame and museum. But we have a living legend with us tonight. I have gotten to know this guy over the last couple, 2 or 3 years at the racetrack. We talk a lot. We have a lot of common friends, including Mr. Bob Baker, and he is a legend of the dirt community. In fact, he's involved in all kinds of racing all over the country. The one and only Champagne Shane Carson. Shane, thanks for joining us tonight.
Roger, it's not been easy, but I'm glad we're here.
Well, you ain't kidding about it not being easy, sir. I talked to you a couple of weeks ago. You were on your way into Knoxville for a night of racing. How did that night go, and what exactly were you doing there?
It was really good. It was actually the induction ceremony for the World of Outlaw inductions for 2025. So I went up for that, and we also had a doubleheader for the USAC. I believe the USAC non-wing sprint series. For their race, they had a doubleheader. If that's the one you're talking about, that was Friday, Saturday, and then we had our induction during the day on Saturday. So the World Outlaw Show was a couple of weeks before that. It was in April. So I'm not sure exactly which one you're talking about.
No, it was just about 2 weeks ago, and I think you did say it was a USAC deal, and you were going up there for the induction stuff and everything else.
Yeah, yeah,
A question. Tonight is our 7th annual Jason Johnson Memorial, and we've been doing
yeah.
this, obviously this is the 7th year. Um, any story you might have about Jason, anything you can tell us about Jason in the racing world, because I know he came up through ASCS and ended up in the World of Outlaws, and I'm sure you two, crossed paths multiple times.
We definitely have. And I used to watch Jason when he came through Oklahoma, and I quit running in 2000, but he started probably 6, 8 years after that. His career was moving along pretty well, but he was sticking with ASCS. But he was looking for a possible sponsor one day to be able to fund the World of Outlaw team. And one of my friends, close friends that you all know, his name is Richard Marshall. And Richard kept asking me, he said, I'm thinking about sponsoring a guy, and the guy wants to move up the ladder a little bit, and I think it'd be a good move. What do you think about Jason Johnson? I said, well, I think he's got a lot of potential, and he's one of those kids that's going to be making some noise in a hurry, and he just needs the right kind of opportunity financially, and they did that. Next year they were all in with Rich and Jennifer Marshall, and the Jason Johnson 41 team kind of began, and it was an excellent time for him to be involved with the World Outlaws at that time, and he stayed with it. He was really really good at it.
That's awesome to know how he got started, because that is something that I wasn't fully clear of.
Yeah,
But his career, man, he won a lot of races at ASCS. He won some races in the World Outlaws. He ended up winning the Knoxville Nationals just a couple of years
he did.
before his
Yeah,
passing.
yep. That was a wild experience. We were all in the suite at Knoxville on the second floor. He had, I guess, Rich and Jennifer. They must have rented that whole end of the museum on the second floor, and we were all watching that race. And Jason, it was down to the wire. Of course, you remember when he won that race.
Yeah.
Him and Shots were back and forth, and I mean, it was really big. And as soon as the checker dropped, I mean, Jennifer said, "Come on, we're going to victory lane," and I mean, the whole second floor emptied out, and we went running all the way across from turn 2 on the outside to the victory lane in the middle of the front straightaway. And it was like the whole crowd was coming. And I remember the guy that was the security down at the victory lane. He was kind of handling who's coming in, who's not. He saw that crowd coming. He just stepped to the side, and we went right by him. It
Well,
was amazing.
At least that gate in turn 2 is big enough to accommodate a big crowd. I remember that gate is
It
pretty
was,
wide.
yes.
So, yeah, you guys had a good run at it. That is,
Yeah.
and I don't know that anybody was screaming at the television harder because I was watching that from home for Jason to finally get that done. And man, when he crossed, I think I probably jumped right through the roof of the house because I was
Yeah.
a big fan of his, and
Yeah.
that was awesome.
Oh, it was
I never
great.
did get to meet him, unfortunately, but man, that was awesome. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Man, what is Shane going to be doing for the summer? Tell us a little bit about, because I got to take off here in just a couple minutes, and I'm hoping that I can get this all done before I got to get out of here, because I think when I cut the call down, everybody is done. So tell us
Oh,
what you're doing for the summer, buddy. What are you promoting?
no,
Where are you
I
going?
just
Where can the fans find you?
actually I'm still involved with a lot of stuff with the Hall of Fame. We did our induction on June 3rd, I believe it was, and we went really well. I'm very involved in that. I just got my aluminum Nance car, that car that I drove in the 70s that immediately got outlawed when I showed up at Knoxville with it in 1977. I didn't even get to drive it but a few laps, and then they outlawed it. So we went home and built another steel car and went back to Knoxville and went ahead and raced. But that was 2-3 weeks later. But the aluminum chassis was still there at Nance's when he decided to liquidate. The family did. So I bought the frame and the motor plate and proceeded in the next 20 years to restore that car. So now, as of the Hall of Fame induction weekend, I got it up there and got it set up inside the museum, and that was a big thing for me. I've been wanting to see that happen for a long time.
Well, that is awesome. I'm glad to see that car is going to be on display. Hopefully, it'll be there long enough for me to get up there and get a chance
I think
to see it.
so. Yeah,
Which probably won't be till next year, but since we have
we're
a lot
hoping it's
going
still
on.
there.
But
Yeah.
yeah, what are you promoting for races this year? Because I know you
Well,
did
just
promotion.
actually last weekend we had a big race that I've been kind of wanting to happen, because what happened, we had that Mike Peters Memorial race, and we had it at the Red Dirt Raceway for 7 years, and this would have been our 8th annual, and Cody Brewer decided he wasn't going to put on races anymore because some of the things that were going on, around the community, and really wanted to get out of the business. So we actually moved that race from the Red Dirt Raceway to Wichita, to 81 Speedway. And the good thing about that, Mike Peters was from Wichita, so it really worked out really well. We had a great crowd, and the event went off without a hitch. It was won by Whit Gastineau, another driver from Oklahoma City, and it was cool. So I was there Saturday night for that, and it was a lot of fun, and it was really cool to see it happen.
Well, what is going on for the rest of the summer?
I've got obviously I've got Knoxville right around the corner, so I'll be up from the end of July all the way through the Nationals. I line up all the autograph sessions that happen in the Bob Trossel garage, and that's a lot like herding cats. If you ever tried to do that, it's
I
pretty
watched
hard to
you
get
do
done.
it 2 years ago. I
Yeah,
watched you do all that 2 years ago. So trust
did
me,
you?
I got
Okay.
firsthand knowledge of all of that. A foot
Yeah.
here and a push there and a point
Oh
there.
man, I don't sleep very well that whole week because I'm today, and who's going to call me? Like, oh man, I can't make it. I've had it all.
Well, those are still fantastic, fantastic stories, man, and everything. And I'm so happy that you and I finally got to get acquainted. And just
Yeah.
we talked one night about the night the lights went out in Oklahoma City.
Oh yeah.
Remember that?
Oh yeah.
What a
What
race,
was
huh?
happening? What was happening there? We had a big windstorm, and it kind of reminded me of Wichita just the other night. It was 30, 40 mile an hour straight winds during the race. We were running an NCRA race at Oklahoma City. This was in 1994. It was at NCRA, and everybody was there. All the guys that were running NCRA. So we all get lined up, and they dropped the green. And we were running around there 6 or 8 laps in. All of a sudden, that whole bank of lights in turn 1 and 2 goes off. And on the half mile at Oklahoma City, you're running 120, pretty frequently, and you don't want to run into a dark corner. And so they threw the red flag, and we had about a 10-minute discussion on what to do with it. I stayed out of it because I was just want to try to make any decisions about what we should do. But what we ended up doing, they put it in going to the quarter mile. They say, we're going to give you 15 minutes, and you guys go do whatever you want. We're going to go single file, restart green flag, 32 laps till the checker. And that's, or 22 laps because of a 30 lapper. So we all went in the pits. They shut off the fireworks because it was 4th of July weekend. So as soon as the fireworks shut down, we all rolled out, pushed them off, and started that race. And I mean, the fans didn't know what to think, but it was a great race. It went green to checkered on that quarter mile. I mean, cars were in and out, running low and high, and of course I got to say I like it best because I won. But I came from eighth to first in about 3 laps, and Gary Wright and Johnny Herrera and all them guys, they didn't know where to go. But I guess I had an edge because I had run there before, and yeah, that was a very satisfying victory. My owner, James Helms, was with us, and he was from Dallas, so he didn't get to go to the races much. But when we won that race, I'm telling you, it made him so happy. He stayed in racing another 6 years.
That's a fantastic story. I enjoyed hearing that the other time. I wanted you to tell that on the air for everybody. I was actually here for that, and that was it was a strange thing. Nobody knew what was going on the stands. We were like, what are they going to do? The next thing we know, you guys are on the infield course, and man, it goes off, and it was a fun race to watch, and it's always been one of the highlights. And remember that actually, after I finally got to meet you, it was a lot of fun just to hear you tell me that story, knowing what was going on, already, but getting to hear the inside of it. But man, I got to thank you a ton. We're kind of running out of time here. Anything you want to tell anybody where they can come find you in the next couple of weeks? Maybe get autographed a picture or something with the legend.
I'm just going to try to lay low until I head for Knoxville next. I've got some events coming up, but I like what you guys are doing. I'm liking that Jason Johnson Memorial race you're doing coming up. I really want to try to be more involved with it, but I do appreciate you guys calling me and letting me tell a few stories. When you're this old, you got plenty of stories, so it's not a problem.
Well, it's always a pleasure, my friend. We'll get back with you again and do it very soon. Thanks for being here. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Tune into the Dirt Racing Network on Facebook. You can watch the show live here in just a few minutes.
I sure will. Thank you.
Thanks, Shane. All right, Carol, I'm going to turn it over to you. I got to go get this driver's meeting done. I will talk to you afterwards. Shane, I'll call you tomorrow, buddy. Good night.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Wonderful session with Shane Carson and Roger Wagner. Thank you very much for sticking around for this version of Slinging Dirt. Don't go anywhere just yet. We still have our Jason Johnson Memorial take place at Knoxville. Right back with that here in just a moment. Go to a commercial break as I load in to the session. Don't go too far. We're going to get ready. Have a good night of racing.
The most realistic online racing sim ever made. This is iRacing. Detailed laser scan tracks, fully dynamic real-world cars, and over 50 series to choose from. 6 online world championships offering over $100,000 in annual prizes. This is the original esport racing game. This is iRacing.
Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Knoxville. We're getting ready for our Jason Johnson Memorial. Drivers are now being allowed out onto the speedway for their warm-up session, practice session. Tonight is a little bit different. Our qualifying is going to be an average of 3 laps. Best 3-lap average. Turn that down. Had to crank that up so we could hear Roger and Shane. But yeah, welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining me tonight. I'm your host. My name is KR. This is our Jason Johnson Memorial here at Knoxville. I believe this is the 7th annual. I have participated in, not quite 50%, but each and every time Roger calls me up, I have consider it an honor and a blessing to do this. Jason Johnson, one of my favorite drivers, came up, ranks, got to watch him, and just really enjoyed the way he drove and the spirit he had out on the racetrack and in the pits. Raging Cajun was quite the driver, quite the character, quite the person. As everyone is out on the speedway getting warmed up, going to play ourselves for a moment while they're in warm up. A 15-minute warm-up session, and we've got about a minute and a half left. Working behind the scenes here right now, trying to set some stuff up. So you'll have to forgive me a little bit quiet in the way. Practice is underway. And practice. Talking about practice. Far, we got 30 cars in the session. Is gonna do it for our practice. As I said earlier, we're heading into our qualifying. Be the best 3-lap average. Michael, sure thing scurrying out on the speedway. He's one of the drivers out there. So Michael Scurry gonna have 3 laps, a faster average than everyone else if he'd like to be on pole. Josh Whiteman in the 24 out on the speedway. Whiteman at a 14.91. Bruce Jones in the 17. Jones currently second. Jesse Dacus out on the speedway. Larry Moody in the 73. Right now, Matt Grimm is our pole sitter for our quick time qualifier. Whiteman, Szerzinski, Jones, Halve, Finding themselves in the top 5. Noah Bowman currently 6th. 7th is Patrick Baylor. Larry Moody inside the top 10. Chris Sebeske here on the Monday Night Thunder. Jason Ernie Williams has turned a lap time. He finds himself in 18th. Ryan Scheidt moves into the top 5. Ryan in 4th. John Helms moving out onto the speedway. Helms, last driver to take a qualifying time as Sebeske goes to the top with the best 3-lap average. And Helms, final driver to take a qualifying time. Helm going to end up inside the top 10 with an 8th quickest 3-lap average. So Sebeske taking the quick time average 8.9 his. Top 3 will advance out of each race. Head to race number 1. Go ahead and take a look at them. On the front row will be Chris Sebeske and Ryan Scheidt. Row number 2 going to be Noah Bowman and Scott Thomason. Row 3, Jesse Bandy and 73 of Larry Moody. Row 4, Garrett Boyd and Buddy Ware. so here we go, field. At race truck in. Here we go for our first one. Race number 1 is underway. SK in the 21 gets the early jump. Bowman and Thomason going at it still. Bowman gets around Thomason. Thomason falling back. Got Thomason. Thomason in even more trouble. Something big time happening to the number 8. All the way to 7. Off of turn number 4, heat number 1 goes to Sebeske. Kite, Bowman, they transfer in. See Bandy, Larry, Buddy Ware, Garrett Boyd, and Scott Thomason. All be one of 2 consolation races. Right.
Hey, Mr. Broadcaster, sir.
What I do now?
Nothing. I forgot to tell you that you have to vote on best JJ paint scheme. You had 2 in the first race.
Oh. Didn't know I had to vote. When do I have to have my vote in?
By the end of the feature.
By the end of the feature?
You had Scott Thomason and Noah Bowman. You'll see them again in this one. There is not one, but Dean Reynolds and Josh Whiteman both. That's our 4th night to vote for the best paint.
Okay.
All right. Exciting show so far.
Well, you know I do.
With what you got to work with.
It ain't much.
Good job, man. Hope the fans are enjoying it.
All right. Always a surprise when Roger. All right, so Josh Whiteman having a fifth outside. That is for Josh Whiteman. That makes up row number 1, row number 2. Ave, Oscarinta. Row 3, Ernie Williams Jr. Engler. Austin. Like, I do like my favorite.
You might turn your engine sound down a little bit because they can't hear you still.
Still. All right. Go lower. Both things. Lights are out on the pace truck. Here we go. Owen Smith gets out to the early jump.
Also, Bowen Smith has been one as well, so.
Okay. Owen Smith in a paint scheme that we all have to vote for. We don't all have to vote for both. We all have to vote for a paint scheme. Mike. Smith out in front. Whiteman getting the fastest lap of this heat race so far in second place, so he's trying to close in on him. Finding himself in the third and final transfer spot. The 91 of Ernie Williams all over his back bumper. Williams going to take a move down to the inside slider. Williams keeps his foot in it. 21 going to return the favor. We got Ostendorf and Spangler in trouble. Throw in Michael Skirring. Oh, now Rogers got it. Now Skirring able to get through it. Ostendorf and Spangler got into a bit of a tussle. Ernie Williams, that third and final transfer spot now. In fourth. Still Owen Smith out in front. Josh Whiteman giving chase. Off of turn number 4 for the final time. Smith picks up the win. Whiteman in second, and Ernie Williams Jr. that third and final transfer spot. Corinta, Skirring, Ostendorf all have to go. Hit Games wants to know if he can still race. No, unfortunately, session is off. Qualifying starts loud. Go ahead and take a look. Race number 3. Rolling out on the inside. Number 1.
Dean Reynolds in this one, sir.
What?
You have Dean Reynolds in this one, sir.
Oh, okay. At Grimm, John Helms on the front row. Joseph Grandy, Jesse Atkinson, row 2. Row 3. Because Kevin Cheatham, Chris, and Gavin not able to make the call to the grid. If he can get out there, but negative. He's trucked to the infield. Here we go. Bit of a wonky start there, but Elm gives it back. A green. Heat race number 3 is underway. Grimm out in front, Helms second, Grandy in that third and final transfer spot. Quickly single file. fast lap. Goes even faster that time by at a 15.8. 91 of Grimm as his foot. Bit high going into turn one, pulls it down low. He is trying to find any bit of extra speed that he can. Right now it is all Matt Grimm, 2 laps to go here in heat race. For 3 is Helms found a little bit of something, was able to close in. Good through 1 and 2, but final lap, maybe not going to be able to do enough here. Taking a look to the inside, can't quite make it work. A little too late. Matt Grimm picks up the win. On Helm, second. Grandy, third. SEX, everyone else. Fourth heat race. Take a look at our starting lineup for race number. Alex Szerzynski and Bruce Jones. 1, row 2, Trevor Royer and Jacob Harris. Row number 3, Nat King, Berg, alien of the field. We'll have 2 constellation races here tonight at the rim of the field. Top 3 advanced out of each race. Did my math correctly, and I usually don't. Final race of the night. Jones, Boyer, Harris, Pierce, King, Berg. Ace truck to the infield. Pinsky on the throttle. Jones got caught napping Trevor Royer to the inside. Royer going to move up into second. Trying to find a little bit more, but Pinsky had the run down the back stretch. Moving back up into second. Harrison Boyer battling for third. Little bit of contact. Both drivers going to spin down to the infield. Trevor Royer stops. Can't get it going. Harris able to get rolling, but his car is too damaged. Royer and Harris get together off of turn number 4. They battled for that final transfer spot. That being said, them one of our 2 constellation races. Top 6 out of each constellation take a. Right now, our top 3 looking to advance, and it's Jones, got 8. Get the white flag at this time, Serpinski out in front. Showing the biggest lead we've seen so far in tonight's festivities. Makes the way off of turn number 4, gets a little bit of the inside cushion, side berm, if you will. Picks up the race win. Jones and King transfer. Berg, Pierce, Harris, Royer to a constellation. As we one. There's Jesse Bandy, Jesse Atkins on the front row. Great move. Indeed. Reynolds. 9, Buddy Ware and Jesse Dacus. 3, row 4, Garrett Boyd and Scott Thomas. Great. Larry Moody in the 73, going to take us on board for tonight's start to LC1. Be these drivers' last chance, make it into these trucks. Side here. Oh, green flag is out. We are underway. Rudy up into 4th place. Megan 5th as he falls behind Jesse Dacus. Jesse Bandy in the 49, out in front. Bandy, Atkinson, Reynolds, Dacus, Booty, Boyd. Your top 6 right now. Garrett Boyd, 21. As Christopher Madden on back bumper. Thomason in 8th place right now of this field. 6 laps to go. 49 of Jesse Bandy looks to have this one well in hand. We're going to run all the laps. Atkinson, 27, sitting in 2nd. Dean Reynolds in the 79, sitting in 4th. Larry Moody in 5th. With 2 laps to go, Jesse Bandy, 49, trying to seal the deal and be the first driver to make it into the A main out of the LCQ. Final lap. Andy, Atkinson, Dacus, Reynolds, Booty, and all transfer in. Very much for joining us here tonight. Next year, 8th. All right, now we move on to field rolls out. Let's go ahead. We're starting Brentenberg, row number 1. Row 2, Cave, Pierce, Michael Skirring, and Jacob Harris for row number 3. Row 4, Tom Austin and Trevor Royer, Patrick Spangler, and Kevin Chatham. Our final row. All right, pace truck going to pull to the inside. Gonna get after it. Here we go. Green flag out. Ross Carinta gets a good jump. 21 slides into 2nd spot. Dylan Berg falling through the field very quickly. He's already into 4th. Spangler looked to be in trouble in the heat race. Trying to transfer out of this LCQ. Battling with Tommy. Spangler in the final transfer spot, Jacob Harris in the number 10, trying to find a way around as well. So on board with Jacob Harris. Harris watching these two battle. He wouldn't mind seeing them crash and bang into each other a little bit more. Oh, and Harris is going to make contact. Look like with Trevor Royer. And our first yellow flag of the night is going to come out. And Royer can't seem to believe his luck. Wrong place, wrong time for the 90. Roger.
Quick update for you.
What?
Your points leader coming into the night is in danger of not making the feature, and that definitely will eliminate his shot at the championship.
And who is that?
He's back there in the 90 car.
Uh-oh.
He had a 3-point lead coming into the night.
I got you.
About a 12 to 15 time series champion. I'm pretty sure he is a former Jason Johnson Memorial champion, and he's in a bad way right now.
Yeah, that's two big oops he's had so far in this one.
Yeah, a couple of bad ones.
Don? I never know. I got a story to tell you about Roger. I gotta do it before he gets back up here and cuts me down. Alright, so there I was, minding my own business. Well, I'll tell you this story later. It'll be our little secret when I tell it, though. You can't tell Roger I told chat all about the time he was taking a shower and I called. So embarrassing if he ever finds out. All right, pace truck down to the inside. Oscarenta, here we go, back underway. Trevor Royer in the 90. Big time damage on that race car. He cannot keep it under control. It looks like he is going to let on the pit road. That is going to do it. There's chances of making it into the race here tonight. Final lap for Ross Carrenta. Michael Scuring in second. Michael Cabe third. Dylan Berg, Patrick Spangler, and Tom Ostendorf. Their top six. Carrenta picks up the win. So heat race and LCQs are done and over with. That being said, warm-up session taking place. Going to take a quick break. No one go anywhere. Be right back after this. back, ladies and gentlemen. Drivers are starting to roll out. Form up. Have Jason Johnson Memorial missed and 4 wide backstretch. Back wide, we're gonna get ready. Flag. Chris Sebeske on the front row. Adam Luke this time 15 laps. Red flag going to come out. Go, green flag is underway. SK out to the early lead. Smith in the mix as well. Owen taking a look down the inside, trying to crawl over the back bumper. Third and fourth place. Getting a little too close for comfort, but everyone able to keep it clean. Josh Whiteman in the 24 in third place. It takes over the race lead. Yellow flag is going out. Like trouble, Patrick. We're going to pull it on to pit road, see if he can get that front wing replaced. Owen Smith, your race leader. SK, Josh Whiteman are your top three. lineup is not showing Deb King because it would only show their fastest laps. You have to put a little bit differently sometimes. Right now we're in what's considered a warm-up session. But only best lap time. We are under our first yellow of a main event here tonight. Here we go, green flag back out. Owen Smith getting a great jump. Smith down the backstretch and into 3 and 4. Starting to work that inside lane, and it looks like inside working very well for the B1. Shane Carson chiming in on Facebook. We got to talk to Shane at the start of the program. If any of y'all missed that, this is done and over with. Jump over to the Dirt Racing Network on YouTube and you can re-watch it. Shane's sharing a story. Jason Johnson and getting his start with the Outlaws. And also giving us a little tidbit about what the lights went out for. Owen getting to tail end of lap traffic. Yellow flag going to come out. I do believe this is going to be an incident like Penta getting into trouble. Two cars getting in trouble. Field getting lined up single file. We're not quite yet to our open red. That is just a handful of laps away. That red flag comes out. Them down. Set the field. Reset the session. And then our lineup will be out there, Deb. We go back to green flag racing. Bowen Smith once again getting a great jump. Alex Szerzynski all over the back bumper. Szerzynski trying to make a move here. Alec getting faster as this race is going on. Now he's making a move down to the inside. Can he make it stick? Great run up off the corner. New race leader, Alex Rzazinski. Owen Smith trying to make something happen down on the inside. Maybe going to return the favor. Very close quarters racing into turn number 1. Owen Smith down on the bottom. Looks like that inside line really gets a great launch off of the corners. Rzazinski and Smith duking it out for the race lead. Lap traffic going to be a factor here. Looks like this key are open red. Race admin's gonna have to take a moment. Got everyone down where they're at, their positions, all that good stuff. Once everyone has track 'em, tack 'em. So far, the racing is spectacular. Great battle. Christopher Day. Josh Whiteman. Alright, everyone heading to pits. Admin's got the information that they need. Shane Carson saying you guys do a really good job. Thank you, Shane. Next time you talk to Roger, tell him that I did a way better job. Love hearing that. One of the best iRacers, Bob Light, loved #1 RC racer in Oklahoma and went into we passed a year ago. Split Bob Light. Got quite a few buddies who do RC racing. I never could get into it. The eye-hand coordination sometimes being backwards at it. I have a micro sprint though. And on the hang up my drivers. Up to the A main in iRacing. We had to run this in the practice. Happen next, everyone pull out. Extra lap, get everyone in positions. Flag came out. Once we get everyone lined up, put them loose. Real books. All right, so far, guys, in a great race. Let me know who you think is going to race. Bowen Smith is led laps. Alex Szerzynski led laps, and SK laps. Josh Whiteman's stalking these guys. Whiteman third. Waiting on just a adjustment. Back grid and then round for laps. iRacing green flag comes out. No huge line in the following lap. Let them loop again. Decided just yet.
You're super quiet.
I usually am.
Okay. 26 lap for the last segment, and we'll crown our champions. Right now, Matt Grimm has got a big points lead for the overall. FYI.
Matt Grimm's our point leader.
Yeah, and he's probably going to be the champ tonight.
But yeah, Trevor Royer didn't make it.
Smith has a lot of ground to make up, and Matt is running right there with him. So Bowen would have to basically DNF from here for it to not happen. Or, I mean, Matt would have to DNF from here for Bowen to win it.
Gotcha.
Talk to you in a little bit.
Alrighty. Roger chimes in. Useful information. Did I ever tell you about the time I called him while he was getting ready to take a shower? I have to tell you that story. Pace truck to the infield. fireworks go off as they head off in 1 and 2, and now we're going to get into our running positions before the open red came out. All right, we'll file restart. Final laps of this one, and here we go. Green flag back out in the air. Dinsky gets into the wall with the right rear just a little bit. Josh Whiteman can't quite make the move. Dinsky down on the inside looking for a bit of ground that still has some speed in it. Track slicked off very well right now. So drivers trying to split, running high or low, doing all they can to keep their tires out of the slick and into some moisture, and Szerzynski using that wall to help turn his car. We got trouble. Ryan Scheidt going around in the 10. Looked like Michael Spurrier involved as well. Knight gets into the wall, bounces off of it. Michael, nowhere to go. Gets caught up in it. Yellow flag out once again. Of our 24 drivers who started this race, 4 of them are out. Bruce Jones, Joseph Grandy, Michael Cave, Oscar Renta out of tonight's race. Ryan Scheidt may be joining them, working on his car, but quickly running out of time to get that repaired and get back out there. Screen working on it as well, working on his car as well. Lights are out on our Chevy Silverado. Here we go. Pace truck pulls to the infield. Bowen Smith on the throttle and gets a huge jump. Szerzynski second, Whiteman third, Bowman in fourth, Matt Grimm on himself in fifth. Off of turn number 2, Bowen Smith looks like he is hooked up. Zinsky falling back just a little bit. Whiteman using that inside line, being nice and smooth, moving into second spot. Here comes John Helms. Helms is on a mission. So Helms in the purple 21, trying to track down the race leader of Bowen Smith. Whatever Helms has found, Smith better start looking for it, because here comes Helms. And John just really doing a good job of keeping all 4 tires in a little bit of moisture. Does cause him to bump that inside berm a couple of times, and as more people use that line, the faster that moisture is going to disappear. Zinsky's been staying to the high side this entire time. Zinsky looks like maybe he's found a little bit of something. Right now, when the track slicks off, what you're trying to do is you're trying to be the least worst car out there. And everyone has gotten it. It is so slick out there that if you go to the high side, you're literally going through the rhythm section of the motocross track. If you go down low, there's no grip, nothing to be found. Now you're just trying to be the least worst driver. Helms takes over the top spot as Bowen Smith falls to 3rd. Noah Bowman trying to battle as we got Szerzynski in trouble. He is into the wall. Pulls it off the wall, but he is falling down the running order very fast. Szerzynski going to head for pit road. Damage on that race car. Looks like the left front doing its own thing. Very hard to control a race car when one of your tires is rebelling against the system. Inside of 10 laps to go. Make it 8 laps. That time by Helms, our race leader, Bowen Smith. Noah Bowman, Matt Grimm, Josh Whiteman. Pick up your top 5. Whiteman down to the inside. Jesse Bandy from the B main, or from an LCQ, made his way all the way up to 6th. Jesse Bandy making some big moves. Another big mover, Patrick Spangler. Patrick, who had his troubles in the heat race, finding himself cracking the top 10. Larry Moody in the 73, currently in 13th spot. We're inside of 5 laps to go. Scott King in 15th. Owen Smith challenging for the race lead with 3 laps to go. Smith down on the bottom, Helms on the high side. Down to 2 laps to go here in the Jason Johnson Memorial. Owen Smith all over the back bumper of Helms. Final lap one more time around. Can Smith get a run? Helms has got to hold him off. Both drivers go down to the bottom lane. And it looks like they're out of fuel. Both drivers running out of fuel, coming to the line, and John Helms is going to win it. Jesse Bandy finishing in second place as most of these guys running out of fuel, coming to the start-finish line on the white flag lap. Helms able to hold on. Jesse Bandy finishing in second spot. How about that? Took me much too long to realize they were running out of fuel. Go ahead and take a look at the white flag lap. Go on board with Jesse Bandy in the 49. Gets the white flag. Josh Whiteman down to his inside. Whiteman's out of fuel. Owen Smith out of fuel. Contact there, and how about that? Jesse Bandy, what a story it's going to be for him, bringing this one home in second place. Owen Smith running out. He was battling for the race lead. Smith going to end up in 6th. Go through our running order here right after this, but you can see these guys both slow down. I thought the yellow had come out at first, but everyone behind them was still going.
Hello again.
Well, hi. Did you see that finish?
A lot of guys ran out of fuel right there. It was quite a while.
Oh, my gosh.
That was a pile up coming to the checks, and the finishing order got all kinds of wonky.
Yeah, it did.
All right, hang on. We got Matt Grimm is the champion. For the point, so you can talk to him anywhere you want. But Matt finished 4th, and he is the season 25 RockinK Logistics 410 Outlaw Sprint Car champion by 70.
Matt Grimm.
He's waiting for you in the waiting room. Bowen.
Tell you what, Roger, I did not get to witness much of this season. Why don't you talk to him, and you can tell everyone a little bit
I'll do it.
about how well he's done this.
I'll do it. Let me try to get him moved. Matt Grimm, Roger Wagner, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you, sir.
All right, buddy. Season 25, RockinK Logistics 410 Outlaw Sprint Car Series season champion. I know a 4th place finish may not have been where you wanted to be tonight in the Jason Johnson Memorial, but for the season overall, you average a 9th place start, you average a 7th place finish, and it was enough with Trevor Royer not making the main tonight for you to get it by 73 points.
Yeah, once I seen Royer not make the race, which first off, I mean, that's not how I wanted to win this. I was hoping to actually get to race it out and put on a good show for the points. But yeah, to be honest, after missing last week for vacation, I wasn't even planning on showing up because I figured I was out of it. So gotta thank Larry Moody for even letting me know that it was still even close, because I would have ran DOB tonight and moved on.
Well, I don't know. We had a couple guys, I think, that ended up running the Monday night qualifier for the DOB deal. But either way, man, you had a good season here. I know there was some, bumps and bruises, but I think overall the racing was very good all season long. Surprised we didn't see the 91 car in Victory Lane.
Yeah, we were trying, but had a lot of switching teams and getting used to some stuff, and it was just a long season, and very fortunate to come out on top. Definitely wasn't really even a goal at the beginning. It was just kind of turned into that. So just thanks to you guys for putting this on and giving me a place to race. It was a really fun 410 league to run. And I wish I could have ran more of the 360s, but just had a bunch of stuff come up and missed a bunch of races in that.
Well, it's all good. There's a couple of big events left in that next week's show, and then the doubleheader on the 7th. So we'll definitely look forward to hopefully seeing you in both of those, men. A great season. We're going to get you some hardware, so get a hold of me on Facebook after the night is over, and I'll get some information from you, get you some hardware as quick as I can. But, man, some shouts and thank yous for the whole season.
Yeah, just thanks to Dubeck Sim Designs for doing this paint. I mean, I just got it last week, so it's cool to get something out of it and get it up front. But RTB for the sets, Stephen Metcalf Cinematography, everybody over her at Horizon. Even shout out to Asha Mueller for all the help he did through the first half of the season before that deal fell apart. But it was real fortunate to be put in some good positions throughout the season, and it was able to capitalize. So that's pretty cool.
All right, man. Well, thanks for chatting with us. Appreciate you taking the time. Congrats on becoming the champion. I'll look forward to hearing from you in a little bit, and hopefully seeing you in the next couple of weeks.
Sounds good. Thanks you.
That is Matt Grimm, your season 25 410 Outlaw Sprint Car champion. Kara, we have a black screen. Are you okay on that side?
I think I got kicked out. Like, nothing's responding.
Kicked out of the server?
I think so.
Well, I'm still seeing the show. I'm not hearing. I don't have sound on, but I'm still seeing the show. But you just got kicked out of the server. Well, that's horrible.
That's what I said.
You still have interviews to do, so you probably better get to them. John Helms with the win, Jesse Bandy second, and Noah Bowman is third.
All right, we'll start with Helms.
Third place.
I have to move. I can't move.
Oh, okay. Well, here he comes.
John Helms, KR up in the broadcast booth, man. Congratulations on the race win. An outstanding drive. And, man, did you find something at the right time there in the middle late stages of that race?
Yeah, it felt pretty good. Hey, shout out Roger. Thank you for the EOL. 24th to 1st. Is that what it was?
Hard Charger, baby.
Hard Charger, baby. Dead last to first. I'll take it. Yeah. I worked on this for a couple hours a day. Just tried to set up late race for the bottom, and it worked. Dude, I was so low on fuel, I had to keep... I don't know if y'all were watching, but I had to keep running the bottom. When I ran that slider, I feel like I would pull away, but I was so low on fuel, I just had to stick it down there. I heard Bowen behind me, if that's who it was, the whole time. I was getting pretty nervous about the fuel.
Yeah, and running out there and coming off of 4 to take the checkered, how much did your heart jump into your throat in that moment?
Not too much. It's pretty normal. I run quite a bit of leagues, so it's not like nothing crazy, but I was absolutely nervous when I heard Bowen behind me, because Roger said good race, and then right when we were coming out of 4, the white flag came out. So I was a little confused, so I just stayed in it. And if I was going to run out of fuel, I was going to do it leading. So,
well, there you go. Sounds like a great run for you. Jason Johnson Memorial victory is yours, man. Congratulations. Shout outs, thank yous. Anything you need to add?
Yeah, thanks, Roger, once again for the EOL. Thank you for announcing, and thank you all for streaming and putting on this race. Appreciate it.
All right, man. Well, nice job. Congratulations.
All right, thank you, sir.
All right, you're gonna have to move. I can't move.
Yep, no problem.
John Helms, our race winner. Still Jesse Bandy joining us. Jesse, congratulations on a wild second place finish. But before that, man, you were really working your way through the field. You were sitting comfortably in 6th place. Tell me a little bit about your race and coming from the LC like you had to.
Yeah, I just kept the car clean and tried to keep it straight and just tried to hit my marks basically, and was willing to just take whatever came my way. Nothing like a little racer's luck there.
And congratulations on that. Tell me, as you were watching these guys run out of fuel, what was going through your mind? And was it like Christmas all over for you, or what?
Yeah, I just I knew there was no flag out, and we ran the 2 laps there in the beginning to get everything set up, and left us 26 to run. And I guess I wasn't going to stop until the checker came out, and it benefited to stay in it. I definitely got a few spots that weren't earned, but I guess better to be lucky than good sometimes.
I'll tell you what, right place, right time can come across as earning them. Maybe not every driver wants to win a mileage race, but regardless, you did a great job working your way through the field. Roger, you want to say anything?
No, I just came back for the end because I know I got to move them for you, and I can't hear from the other channel. Sorry.
I got you.
Good job, Jesse.
Thank you, Roger.
Jesse, any shout outs, thank yous, any final things you need to add?
No, absolutely. Everybody over at Phantom Motorsports, Velocity Race Designs, bio.com, Dirt Doctor Trucking. You guys for putting this on in the broadcast, the league, everybody. It was a good time. I typically don't run 410, so felt a little over my head, but got a little lucky and came out on the better end of it tonight.
And once again, congratulations. Nice job on that one. Great fuel run for you. Solid second place. Man, I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen a finish like that in iRacing as long as I've been doing this. So thank you very much for that.
I appreciate you. Take care.
All right.
Thanks, Roger.
Jesse Bandy, our second place here tonight. Now we move on to our third and final podium driver, and that is Noah Bowman. Noah, congratulations on third place.
Thank you. Honestly, don't know what to say. Usually we're really bad at this track with the wings on, and I tried to stay calm in the first half because I knew there would be a break at some point, and during that break I made a few adjustments because I knew the top was probably going to fade a little bit, and I wasn't going to try to run up there all 28 laps, so I put some adjustments on it and started working the bottom, and it was working for me. I got up to like 5th, I think, and got together with the 23 car. I'm not sure what he was really thinking, but got into the corner and just let them go by and waited for another opening, and finally I got that opening and got to 3rd and just kind of searched around in 1 and 2. The top was coming back in, so I kept running the top of 1 and 2 to try to keep my speed up in 3 and 4.
Well, it looked like it worked out well for you. You bring it home in 3rd place. Any final shout outs, thank yous, anything else you need to add?
I'd like to thank Roger and Scott for putting this on. I know it's tough to have the whole deal work for everybody, but it was fun. I'd like to thank Indy Race Parts Esports, MBR Performance, Red Driver Marketing Solutions for the wheel, and everyone that helps me out.
All right, man. Well, nice job, and once again, congratulations on 3rd place.
Thank you.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Our Jason Johnson Memorial here at Knoxville is in the books. Roger, you want to do anything to sign us off?
Man, I just want to thank everybody for tuning in. These special events are always interesting, and the format for this one is always challenging, not only for the admin drivers as well. So John Helms earned this one for sure. 7 years of it. It has been fun every single year. Huge thank you to Shane Carson for the pre-race show. It is always a pleasure to sit and talk to a legend, and he definitely has earned that. So it's fun having him on here and getting to hear some of the stories. One other thing I need from you, Mr. Stolfus, I need a vote for the best JJ paint, please.
All right. I would say Whiteman, but I'm gonna have to give it to Bowen Smith because he beat Whiteman.
Okay. I got one for that. All right, we're good. I got you marked down. Man, thanks to all the fans. Always. Without them, there's no reason to do any of this. And the leagues that give us the racing to cover so they can come and sit here and enjoy all of it with us. Huge thank you to everybody. We'll be back tomorrow night and Wednesday night. We got ERA back tomorrow night for their bi-weekly Street Stock Series, and then the Truck Series. Pick it back up on Wednesday night for the Midwest Truck Series guys. So make sure that you mark yourself down, tune in for those. Those are about 8:30 starts. Huge thank you to you for coming in and doing the show, man. Always a pleasure having you on. I got to go do something that I haven't done in a long time, and I'm pretty sure I screwed it up, made a couple people mad, but it was fun to go do it, and I thank you for coming in and sitting in and broadcasting the show.
Absolutely, Roger. You know I always enjoy doing these when I can.
All right, man. Well, make sure you tell our driver it's okay to mess up every once in a while. Let's not make a habit of it. I want to see him get a win this year, man.
Yeah, me too. Me too. So, all right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for us here tonight. As Roger said, thank you very much for joining us. I look forward to seeing you all sooner rather than later. So until next time, stay safe. Have a great night.